positive rotation.
Welcome to Roll Call, a 126th Air Refueling Wing podcast of the Illinois Air National Guard at Scott Air Force Base.
Ignition.
I'm your host, Master Sergeant Brian Ellison. The Roll Call podcast focused on people, mission, and community. Coming up, we'll talk with Keely Speck from Airmen and Family Readiness about the ways we can help out our fellow airmen this holiday season. The 126th Air Refueling Wing is on the Air Force Connect app. You can find it anywhere you download your apps. Once you get it open, go to the bottom right and click on the star. That'll take you to the Add More section. Search for the 126th Air Refueling Wing. Tap the plus sign to the right, and you are in. You're going to find all sorts of wing information, schedules, news, and the podcast. You can click right to the podcast from the Air Force app on the Air Force Connect app. And as well, you'll find accolades for airmen. You may see an airman doing a great job, and you want to say, way to go. You can give them an accolade. Also, there's the suggestion box. They also have up here the AOY guidance. This is all under accolades for airmen, and then the Air Force leadership resource as well. There's a little brown book, little blue book, the 13 ways to lead. You can get to all that right here on your phone on the 126th or the Air Force Connect app. All you got to do is search for it. The 126th Air Refueling Wing. Coming up, Keely Speck from Airmen and Family Readiness.
Hi, my name's Senior Airman Gregory Goder. I'm part of the 126th Comptroller flight, and I'm a financial manager here. My day-to-day job would be, I'm an accounting technician basically, so I'm in charge of all the squadron's purchases, and I make sure they hit the books correctly. What I like most about being in the 126 is I'm an AGR out here, so I work out here full-time. With that, I get a bunch of opportunities. Traveling is probably my favorite opportunity. I've been at a bunch of cool places like Washington State, which was the first time I've ever been there. I also play on the base softball team, so I get to travel with them quite a bit as well. I joined the Air National Guard because after college, I had a couple jobs I didn't really like, and I wanted to have an impactful career and make a difference on my community. I chose the 126 because I could pretty much stay around all my friends and family and still be part of the Air National Guard. I joined the Comptroller flight because my bachelor's in business management, and it kind of just fell hand in hand with working with finances. One huge benefit I've been taking advantage of is my full-time employment as an AGR. As an AGR, I get active duty pay, benefits, and everything that goes along with being active duty, but I get to stay home.
Joining me today, Keely Speck from Airmen and Family Readiness. She is here. We haven't talked in a while.
Hello. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been so long. I've actually got a name change.
You have a name change?
Yeah.
Is that right?
It's a fun new. It changes nothing.
Means the same thing?
Absolutely.
Oh, good.
Now I'm Military and Family Readiness.
Military and Family Readiness.
So even if you go to the Army, I'm still here for you. But that was always the case. So now it's just a more inclusive title, but nothing else shifts around.
Well, all right. So Military and Family Readiness, Miss Keely Speck is here today to join us. So we did record a podcast back in June, and then I came down with COVID. And it was a fabulous podcast where we talked about my mental health and my new medicines and things of like, I'm mentioning my mental health and my medicine because if you had heart disease, you would take a heart pill, right? So
I think if you had heart disease and you didn't, I think that's kind of irresponsible.
Yeah, so, exactly.
For sure. Same thing with your brain.
That's
Absolutely.
Right. So we talked about that. That was great. It's in the vault somewhere. Someday we'll bring it out. Also, in the last couple months, I got a new microwave.
New microwave.
I know, but this microwave drives me absolutely up the wall. Because where on your microwave is the start button?
The bottom.
Bottom where?
Bottom right.
Bottom right.
Yep. Where?
Mine's on the bottom left. And I can't tell you how many times I put in the time, go to hit start, and I canceled it out because it's always on it's on the wrong side. I don't know what is going on here.
We had one temporarily out in the warehouse that was the dial knob.
Oh, that's fun.
I didn't know what I was doing. I just kept, all of a sudden I would hit start and something would be cooking for 10 minutes because I didn't know. It only had pictures of like a carrot, a steak. It didn't have numbers. I was so confused. I didn't know how to proceed.
That's what we had in the old days.
You just have to watch it.
Yeah, you had to spin the little dial.
Yeah, I didn't trust myself. It'd be 20 minutes for something that should have been 15 seconds.
So what is new with military and family readiness, Ms. Keely Speck? We're coming into the holidays, so
busy
I know
time.
Some folks may need a little help, or we can help folks out.
Yes, I'm excited for this season, this holiday season. Really looking forward to December mostly. And I'm not sure of how familiar people are with the Friends of Scott Air National Guard fund, but it's a private org for our airmen only. Because historically we weren't allowed to use Air Force Aid Society. Guard members were not entitled to that benefit. So active duty had all of these relief funds, but if you're a guardman with no job, you weren't eligible. So there is a private org by our unit members, and they keep an emergency fund, and I can just send requests to them. So what we've been doing is asking families or airmen to nominate themselves or wingmen, and we can get them emergency financial support over the next 2 drills. So the key to that, though, is you have to, I don't know, that you maybe haven't eaten for a couple of weeks if you don't tell me.
Exactly. This is just
so true. It's there's 2 sides of this coin always, right? That yes, I like being able to give people financial assistance, but there is difficulty in identifying that for yourself or knowing when you need to ask for help, and so I have to trust. It's integrity first, right? It sounds callous, but if you tell me you don't need anything, I believe you.
Right, and you know what? I'm going to be honest. I just used it a couple of weeks ago because I had a little pay snafu, and they came through and helped me out, just get me through this little rough patch, and everything was a-okay. So there's no harm in going to your supervisor or whoever and letting them know what is going is going on, because maybe there was a little pay snafu or something like that.
And that happens a lot for the Guard.
Yeah, it does. So. Like you said, they can't help you if you don't tell them. Mm-hmm. And it took me a couple of days to get up the nerve to say to somebody, hey man, I don't have enough money for the next week.
Yeah. But that's a great point. I appreciate you sharing that. But it is a really easy process. It's a grant, so there's no payback expectation, and it's just 126 members only. So the other side of that is, it's self-funded, so it comes from fundraising and all of that, and so it's a big collective effort to keep this emergency fund going. So I need people to ask for help, and I also need people to be willing to help at the same time.
So you are you're going to do a little fundraising this weekend, right at Drill.
Yes, we're going to do a silent auction. So we got about 11 baskets. One of them has a Kate Spade bag.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think we're going to start each basket at maybe $15 or $20. And then I don't know how. Have you ever done a silent auction?
I have done a silent auction, yes.
I think I did it once when I was like 8 years old at a church, and my grandfather got like some big wooden cane. That's my most vivid memory about it. Just a bunch of clipboards. You come up, you see what was the last bid, and you just try to outbid them all weekend. If you really want that bag, or you really want that garden gnome, you just battle it out on the clipboard.
I see one basket already at the end of the hallway by a mission support group.
Yeah, so that's going to be for the holiday party. There's a separate.
Okay, never mind.
And showboating us quite a bit.
Okay. So where are these other baskets at? Well, I'll just cut that whole thing out then.
Yeah, they're going to be in 5,000. Mostly Linda Shue, the director of psychological health. She helped procure a lot of a lot of baskets, and Fosang donated a basket. We have one from the vet center. That's where the Kate Spade bag came from.
Wow.
So it's a nice community effort. There's one from Mission Auto, and it has a free oil change in it. But there's a few that are going to have some time off awards. So even drill status, you could take 2 hours off a drill and start heading home early if you want to, or come in a little late. So that's approved by the wing commander. So that's also something to look forward to. Even if you put in $20, you get time off.
Yeah.
And each one either has a nice gift card in it or the time off award. So I'm looking forward to the participation from that. But mostly Linda's been working really hard on these baskets, and so I'm excited for that to come to fruition, and then we can move forward to December.
Yeah, that's going to be a great idea. These baskets are going to help Fosang, the Friends of Scott Friends of Scott Air National Guard.
Friends of Scott Air National Guard. I think it was made about 6 years ago, so before my time.
Sure.
I wasn't born yet, but I can't fathom doing my job without Fosang. The amount of times, even when someone just needs a little help putting gas in their tank, everything I'm able to do financially, even for Family Day, Kids on Guard, all of our money comes through them. Every fun event we've ever had, thank Fosang, because otherwise there would be no funds. There would be nowhere to put funds, even if
Right.
Elon Musk was like, Keely, I'm going to give you $7. Well, I couldn't even take his $7. That has to go to Fosang. So thank goodness for them to be a good vantage point, to be able to have a pot to pull from to help people in a jam, for sure. I mean, we've helped with cremations. We've helped with groceries. I mean, the whole gambit.
Yeah.
Getting diapers. So really, the whole life cycle we're able to help people with, and it's not as big as Air Force Aid can give you thousands because
Right.
they want you to pay it back.
Right.
But it's a really short turnaround, and so when people need it, it's fast. We can give them funds through Cash App, cash. So it's a big relief for people, especially when they're told, like, okay, so when do I pay this back? And it's like, oh, never. Like, I hope you have a good day. You know?
That's pretty nice.
It's it's a privilege for me to be able to hand that to a person, and the relief that just washes over their face. It's selfishly very rewarding for me to know that not only did someone ask for help, but it worked out for them.
So the baskets, you guys, they're going to be up here at 5,000 all around?
All Drew weekend, and then...
Do you know where in 5,000?
Just right up in the front by your handy-dandy cool displays.
Oh, yeah, the new TVs with the pictures on them.
Yeah, I'm going to put the tables right under one of
nice.
each.
Yes, that's going to be awesome.
So I thought, well, what a better backdrop than
these
PA's contribution already. I don't even need to decorate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. If you do go into the when you come into 5,000, you see there's 2 new TVs, and those TVs are beautiful. Holy smokes.
They really are.
And I was impressed that Keely walks up and goes, "Are those OLED?" Because I was like, "What? I didn't even know about OLED."
Well, watch me not even know. Watch me saying the wrong thing too.
I don't know, but they were OLED, and you were like, "Yeah, that's pure black," and I'm like, "Yeah, that is pure black," because I'm a little mad that the TV I bought isn't pure black.
Yeah, my husband's really into all that stuff. So he's always like, all the new iPhones, he's like, you got to upgrade it because look at your black compared to this black. I'm like, either the pixels turn off or the pixel projects black.
Wow.
That's the only difference.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
And so OLED turns off.
Yep.
Well, there you go. You learned something.
Yeah, which is also healthier for it too. That could also be wrong. I do not work in tech.
I did not know that about OLED. I didn't know that. So it's fantastic to know.
I do usually know more than you.
Well,
about TV specifically.
Oh, TV specifically.
Yeah.
I was going to say I
studied them in college.
Oh, is that right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You have your
Best Buy bachelor.
Best Buy bachelor's in Best Buy.
Oh my God.
So we have some other things to look forward to coming up. If you need help with your Thanksgiving, get with your supervisor. They can get in touch with Military Family Readiness. And then in December.
And we'll put the link in the show notes too.
Okay, definitely. We'll just touch on next month. We have a giveaway to give away, which we'll do in the next show. We're not going to do it this podcast, but
yes.
I have a podcast that I'm recording tomorrow with Tech Sergeant Johnson, and during that podcast, we will have that giveaway. So you have that to look forward to.
Yes.
Also in December, you have a bunch of stuff going on. Obviously, it's always a joy to go to the holiday bazaar and look around for that. Right? You have that coming up.
Yeah, I'm glad the name is catching on too. It's easier to remember because there's the holiday party, there's holiday this and holiday that.
Oh yeah.
So I'm glad. If it's bazaar, there you go. You know it's something else. But I'm excited that this year we're going to have a gift wrapping station, which again, it'll help fundraise. It'll be just by donation only. But the gift wrap, I'm looking forward to. LaShonda, our yellow ribbon specialist, is dynamic at decorating and interior design just as a whole. So she has a lot of really cool ideas for that. But all of these teeny tiny knickknacks from Dollar Tree, you'll have the option of having some of them wrapped up, tissue papered, so that even when you bring them home, they still don't know what their stocking stuffer might be.
I love it. I love that idea.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. I love it.
So I'm looking. That's really fun. And Wounded Warrior Project is going to be coming down for that drill. So they're helping with that, and they're gonna help sponsor the Saturday Lunch Club for December. We're gonna do cookie decorating.
Oh, that's fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need to talk about Lunch Club. We haven't talked about that yet.
I love the Saturday Lunch Club. We've only had it for 2 months, and in my head, I feel like I've looked forward to it forever now. I can't imagine having a drill without this little break in time where the only focus is, number one, eat your food. Get your replenishments, but then also replenish your social battery. Get that set up a little bit. We get to play games and just hang out, and truly, it's just so that you never have to eat lunch alone if you don't want to. I mean, plenty of times I can sit in my car alone, and that's actually what I would prefer on certain days. But there's also times where it's been, you know what, I haven't made eye contact with someone in a while, and I'm starting to get too into my head. And, so when we talk about resiliency, social support is the number one indicator of that. Like, if you really want to know, like, if something big happened to me today, how well could I recover? Well, look around. Who can you lean on?
Right.
And number one, can you lean on yourself? So that's part of it, is allowing yourself to even receive support, receive socialization, receive that friendship.
Right.
And so it's been a really good turnout so far, and Jenga's a big hit.
Yeah, Jenga, everybody gets to play a game or whatever. Yeah,
we play the We're Not Really Strangers game a lot, which is really just asking questions and conversation, and it turns into people in uniform, especially. Our personal life just it's invisible for a reason when we're on duty, like it has to be compartmentalized for certain parts of the day, but that can be unhealthy when we do it for long periods of time. Sure. And so, especially the young airmen, it's easier because it's beginning of their career, but you have to kind of remind people, like, you're still human. Like, yes, we want you to do everything, exceed expectations every time that you can, but relax, sit down, and tell me about your day too.
Yeah, the Saturday Lunch Club is at the dining facility.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, not sure of a room yet. I mean,
they have like a conference room in there.
Right.
But sometimes we just section off, and it's just for 126 members, or sometimes if people bring a friend, anyone's honestly welcome. If someone's like, can I sit here? Absolutely.
Right.
I usually bring treats every single time. Last month was trick-or-treat bags.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They were delicious.
And the month before that was donuts from Brennemans?
I missed that.
Is that how you say it?
I don't know. I
think I said wrong.
If you say it right, if you say it Brennemans, then I'm going to believe
I don't
it's
think it's
Brennemans.
right, so I take it back. It's a bakery.
It's a bakery. But thanks to the bakery for the donuts.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it's just a good time to hang out.
Fosang paid for those donuts, so
hey,
there you go. They're just everywhere. I'm really grateful for Fosang. But I'm really looking forward to December for this cookie decorating, because then on top of games, you have something kitschy to bring home.
Yeah.
You know, and art is a very healing thing, but it's also just really refreshing for your brain to doodle. Even if it's just on a scratch piece of paper, it's a huge relief for your brain over processing. So if you get it to the right side, start doodling, even if it's with icing on a cookie. It's really, all of this, every little bit of joy goes towards your mental health. And so if all I'm doing is buying you 5 minutes at a time, getting you to tomorrow, wow, all I've said since starting here, you got 2 names on your shirt. And I want to support and encourage the one that I hope outlives your Air Force career, which is not the one that we're asked to prioritize. That's why it's called a sacrifice.
Right.
We're out here, right?
Yep.
And so the goal is just, how can I help you see as many tomorrows as possible? And if that's playing a round of chess and eating a donut with you at lunchtime, then absolutely come on down. And also, the good news about the DFAC is, I don't know if a lot of enlisted DSGs know, they're entitled to a free meal every day.
Yep.
And so, you know, then it's also free, so that saves them money all the way up to a chief. So absolutely join us for a free lunch.
Free lunch.
And the DFAC has great food.
It is good.
Honestly.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a really good DFAC.
Some very strong onions. I got home and my wife was like, here's some gum. I'm like, oh. No one said anything to me for the rest of the day after lunch on October's drill.
Oh, no. They figured it was part of your costume. Oh, no. But I also heard their smoothies are so good.
I've not had the smoothie.
Yeah. I'm told by Conflight specifically, they go there for the smoothies every time. Yeah.
They were representing during October's drill at the lunch club. It was good to see.
Yeah.
It was good to see. All right, so that's in December. We're gonna decorate cookies at the lunch club.
Yeah.
And with the bazaar and other things like that. So you want to come back on and we can talk a little bit more. We can talk. You can come back on. I mean, you can.
Am I invited?
Yes, you're invited.
Am I invited back?
Yeah.
Well, then, hey, cool.
How about this? How about?
I'll ask my mom.
Yeah. How about this?
Can I go back on the podcast, please? And she might say yes. So let me just.
I hope so.
Hey, Mom.
So, you want to come back and we can talk some more when you got that stuff to give away?
Well,
we got that. We're gonna spin the wheel.
Yeah.
We're gonna spin the wheel of fun.
Oh yeah.
For giveaways.
Yes, and if anyone doesn't know, like, what the heck giveaway are we talking about? Okay, so I have a feedback survey for the newsletter, for our briefings, for our classes, for our one-on-one consultations. If you've ever interacted with us, I want to know how we're doing. So you can anonymously give that feedback, but if you would like to give your name at the end of that, there's no punishment. You just get put into a drawing, spin the wheel, and you might win a prize once a quarter. So I have 4 $25 Amazon gift cards that I'll do one each quarter. And so I'm excited. It'll be something fun, and it's been a good turnout so far. People are giving really good feedback. And also, if you do any of the little quizzes and the polls in the newsletter, I automatically put people in there as a bonus. Because it's a reward for engagement. I really appreciate anyone that wants to engage with our material. And it tells us how we're doing. If we're not communicating it the way that people would like to be communicated to, then hey, let me switch it up. But I don't know if I don't ask. So I'm just politely asking.
So there you go. Fill out the survey and you could win.
Yeah. You could be you.
Yeah.
Brrr. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what we got to look forward to.
Yeah.
That's coming up in the next podcast. That will be in about
Stay tuned.
It's 2 weeks, right before Thanksgiving, I believe, is when that one's going to come out. So I'll have Tech Sergeant Johnson to record tomorrow, and then in about 2 weeks, we'll put that out. All right, that is Keely Speck. She's got to get out of here.
Hey,
I appreciate you coming by.
Absolutely. What a fun time.
Keely Speck from the Military and Family Readiness.
Thanks so much for having me again.
I know this can be a stressful time of year if you're having thoughts of suicide or just need someone to talk to, or someone that's in crisis. Give them the military crisis line. It's really easy. Text 988. You can text that 988. Text help or whatever to 988. They will put you in contact with the Veterans Crisis Center. You can also dial 988, press 1. That will take you right to the Veterans Crisis Line. You can also go to veteranscrisisline.net. There you can chat with somebody. That's veteranscrisisline.net. You can find out all that information there at veteranscrisisline.net. You can find all of our links on Linktree. That's linktr.ee/126ARW. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you can also download this on your favorite podcast app. Just search for Roll Call. If you want to pass along some information, you can email Roll Call at 126.arw.pa.mm.org@us.af.net.
We're good on approach to landing.
Thanks for listening to Roll Call, a 126th Air Refueling Wing podcast focused on people, mission, and community. I'm Master Sergeant Brian Ellison.
100, 50, 30, 20, 10.